Some people don't miss you when you leave. They miss the version of you that said yes to everything. The version that stayed quiet when they were wrong. The version that apologized first, even when you had nothing to apologize for. That's not missing someone. That's missing a resource. And the scariest part? They'll never tell you that. They'll call it love. They'll call it heartbreak. They'll show up with tears in their eyes and carefully chosen words, and your brain, desperate for closure, will almost believe them. Almost. Here's what's actually happening inside the mind of someone who doesn't miss you. They miss controlling you. Psychology has a name for this dynamic. It's called coercive control, and it doesn't always look like what you think. It's rarely dramatic. It's rarely obvious. It usually looks like someone who just cares so much about what you wear, who you talk to, how you spend your time, what tone of voice you used when you said that thing 3 weeks ago on a Tuesday. It looks like love. It functions like a cage. People with high narcissistic traits and social dominance orientation, the deep psychological need to be above others, don't actually bond with you the way most people do. They bond with the influence they have over you. The moment you stopped being predictable, stopped being manageable, stopped shrinking, that's when they started calling it missing you. What they were really experiencing was loss of power. Think about how the withdrawal starts. It rarely begins with a calm conversation. It begins with escalation. Suddenly they need to see you urgently. Suddenly they remember every good thing they ever did. Suddenly you're the most important person in the world, which is interesting because 3 weeks ago you were too sensitive and always overreacting. That whiplash isn't coincidence. It's a pattern documented in psychological research on what's called intermittent reinforcement. Hot and cold. Push and pull. Just enough warmth to keep you hooked. Just enough distance to keep you anxious. Your nervous system was never falling for them. It was falling for the uncertainty. Here's the part that stings. Because it should. Most people who miss controlling others don't know that's what they're doing. Their brain has constructed an entire narrative where they are the victim of your leaving, where your boundaries are betrayal, where your self-respect is rejection. They genuinely believe they miss you. That's what makes this so disorienting. You're not dealing with a cartoon villain twirling a mustache. You're dealing with someone whose emotional reality has been warped by their own unmet needs, insecurities, and the quiet belief that love means ownership. It's sad, actually. And that sadness is exactly what they're counting on. Because the moment you feel sorry for them, they're back in the driver's seat. So how do you know if someone misses you or misses controlling you? Watch the pattern, not the words. Does their reconnection come with conditions? Does their apology require something from you? Does the warmth only arrive after you've shown signs of pulling away? Real missing is quiet. It respects distance. It doesn't weaponize your emotions to pull you back in. Manipulative missing has an agenda. It arrives at your lowest moments. It knows exactly which words to use because it has been studying you for months, maybe years. It knows your guilt triggers, your fears, your need to be understood, and it will use every single one of them, fluently. The philosopher Simone Weil once wrote that attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. Real love pays attention to who you are. Control pays attention to how to keep you. Those are not the same thing. Here's what no one tells you about leaving a controlling dynamic. The grief is real, even when the relationship was damaging, even when you know what was happening. Your brain still processes the loss as loss. The neurological withdrawal from those intermittent hits of warmth is almost identical to withdrawal from a substance. You will miss them. Your body will miss them. And that physical craving will try to convince you it was love. It wasn't love. It was familiarity dressed up as love. And your nervous system doesn't know the difference until your prefrontal cortex steps in and reminds it. That's the work. That's the actual unsexy, unglamorous, necessary work. So if someone keeps coming back, ask yourself one honest question. When they return, does the conversation start with how you're doing? Or does it start with what you did wrong? Does it feel like being seen? Or does it feel like being assessed? Because someone who genuinely misses you will ask about your life. Someone who misses controlling you will immediately start reestablishing the terms. You are not a role to be filled. You are not a function to be managed. And your peace is not a negotiating chip. The people who truly miss you will leave space for who you've become since you left. The ones who miss the control will only want the version of you that never left at all. Know the difference, protect accordingly. And if this video found you in a moment where someone is reaching back out right now, slow down. You don't have to answer tonight. The silence is data too.